Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Manduke here, and I don't, if you're an actual person, maybe you've heard me say this, but I actually worked for Domino's for 4.5 years, and I usually round it to 5 because I put my time in. But anyway, this episode is actually about tips for a delivery driver, how you can make more money. Now, you might notice that I wear these crazy hats. Well, I wear them anyway because I enjoy it. I always have, and I always will. But let's be realistic here. Your job is, as a delivery driver, is service. It's a customer service. That's the only thing about your job. So what can you do to make your customer service better? Well, there's a whole plethora of things you can do. Number one, you can make sure your vehicle's in top running condition so you don't have any bullshit and call out of work. That stuff can be checked on here when you keep your vehicle properly maintained. Gas mileage tips obviously are going to help you hold on to your money. Number two, you can actually physically run to customers' doors and back to your car, because the quicker you get back to the store, the quicker you're going to get to the next delivery and get it out. That's pretty simple. But if the customer sees you running, they'll see that you're trying. They'll probably tip you better for that. Number three, you can notice things about your different customers and talk to them. As you get to know their customers, you're developing a relationship with each of your customers. So when they think, I want to order food, they automatically think of you, and they actually want to work with you. They want to get their food from you, even though it's not you. But you can, number four, make sure the order's always right. Forgetting dipping cups or sauces or whatever they order, that's a big mistake. If you're working for, Domino's or Papa John's or Pizza Hut or whatever, where there's stuff that you could have, whenever you're working, you could have a little grab bag in your car and keep them with you. You could keep a couple 2 liters in your car just in case. If you forget it, then at least you have it in the car. Number five, it's always ideal to fill up before you go to work. Now, if you're the kind of person that works every day, you should be filling up when you get done work. That way you don't have to worry about it on your way in. Because if you're any good, then you're working evenings. And if you're working evenings, well, chances are the gas station's going to be busy when you're on your way in. Number six. Now, obviously, the routes that you take to get through town are going to make a huge difference. Each town's going to be a little bit different, but there's so many ways to break it down based on, the flow of traffic. But realistically, you don't ever want to be on the main road. If you're on the main road, then you're doing something wrong. And if we're talking about like Millville, because Millville's where I'm doing most of my advertising, that there's only one time that the main road is the quickest route, and that's if you're headed south. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. And if you're wasting time, then you're costing yourself money and the customer time. Number seven. If you get back into the store, you can help the people that work inside. You can answer the phone. You can help them make the food. You can, help them finish whatever it is. If it's pizza, you can get it out of the oven. If it's, Chinese food, you can, I don't know how to make Chinese food. I wish I did. I wouldn't order it. But you could always be doing something. If you're doing something to help out, that's going to decrease your service times. Therefore, it's going to help your customer out and help you out in turn. In that same aspect, if you see a delivery where, hey, that's my customer, I already have a relationship with them, when you see it come up because you took the order, you can help rush it through so that you can take it with you with whatever else you're taking. Number eight. Once you understand how to route yourself and you're already doing these other things, you should be able to figure out how to route your other drivers based on what you take and leave behind. That's easy. Number nine. Don't be afraid to advertise. Now, if you're a chain store, you probably got a car topper that says whatever it is, plugs in your cigarette lighters. That's all well and good. You wear a uniform, that's all well and good, but Don't be afraid to advertise other times. If you're the kind of person like I am, where you're a real character, you probably want to talk to people when you're not working about what you do to encourage them to order. Now, I actually had customers that would see me in public and ask where they lived. And I was able to tell them because I recognized them, because I had that kind of relationship with my customers. I picked out something from each one of my customers so I would be able to have a conversation with them. That's just the kind of relationship I have with my customers. Now, number 10, I would go above and beyond. And really, if you're doing a tip job, there's no such thing as too far. So, Christmas time, like now, Christmas time, is a great time to go above and beyond. I turned a couple people that were normally stiffs into tips. Now, granted, they wouldn't tip anyone else, but they would always tip me. And what do I care if they tip the guy that's not as good as me? I don't. I don't care if when I leave, you get a tip. I mean, really. I don't care if you don't get tips on my days off. They're all the customers that don't order from me. Brain damage ever since the day I was born. Number 11. Mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. Especially, if if you have to depend on anyone else, you can't always depend on everyone else. So mistakes are gonna happen. Now, let's say pizza is an easy example because I know what to do with it. Customer orders a pepperoni pizza, and somehow they end up with a plain pizza. You bring them a pepperoni for free. Now, if you catch this mistake before you leave, you don't eat the mistake. You have whoever's making the pizza make another pizza, and you take the customer the mistake anyway. They still get the mistake even if you catch it before you leave. That way you can be like, hey, sorry I'm so late, but the idiot that makes the pizza didn't put pepperoni on your pizza, so I made him make another pizza with your pepperoni, and here's the one that he messed up with, so you get an extra pizza. Giving free stuff to the customer will keep them ordering again. Now, there are situations where, number 12, the bad customer. Look, you can't make everybody happy. I know you hear it all the time, but you can't make everybody happy. However, you can try. The customer who complains every time, no matter what happens, and always wants free stuff, and never tips, and never does anything for anybody, sometimes you can tell them how it is. That one bad rating is not going to kill you. But if they're an addict, like a lot of people are, them not being able to order for a couple weeks is going to kill them. Because then they have to find somewhere else they like and doesn't give them chronic or explosive diarrhea. And that can be a problem. Number 13. Having a good relationship with your other drivers. Now, there's not going to be a whole lot of places where you get 10s and 15s. I mean, it wasn't uncommon for me to work with 12 or 13 other drivers, but I could route them all. It wasn't hard for me. I picked what I wanted. But if you're going to work with other people, it's ideal if you give them a little bit. Now, let's be honest. Unless I give you my routes and you're working in Millville with my routes, you're not going to be as fast as me. Nobody is. Don't believe me? Find me and I'll point you in the right direction to talk to a few people that know. But I don't want to blow up their spot on the internet because you never know. But as far as it was explained to me, I'm the best there ever was. Not because I was just the fastest. Because there is somebody that I know is faster than me, but he didn't help at all inside, so he didn't ever get as much as me. So unless you're me, you're not going to be as fast as me, but that doesn't mean that you have to be, I didn't break speed limits. I mean, sometimes on the edge of town, but I didn't break speed limits. I didn't break traffic laws. I didn't do anything too serious. I got into car accidents, but they weren't my fault. It is what it is. You don't want to be on the road too much. It's not safe. See things. And if you see things, tell the police. Tell the police what you see. Don't be afraid of the police. They're supposed to be on your side, but they can't be on your side if you're not telling them what you see. If you want that neighborhood to get better, they're going to have to be there. They're going to have to be there so much that the people that you want to be out of there don't want to be there anymore. You don't think it's possible, but go down south and see how it is. People are in line down south. Even the bad people. They know better. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching.